my name is Renee and I am a good enough mom, and in my videos I love sharing tips and tricks with you of how I make my life simpler and easier, and hopefully some of these tips and tricks will help you too. Now with Christmas around the corner, for our family that means we have lots of guests coming to visit us, and seeing as we live in South Africa at the coast, it means that this is also our summer holidays and everyone loves to come to the sea over December. I'm not one of those people that's very good at multitasking, so when my house is full of people I'm not really good at keeping things all sorted, so I like to get as much done beforehand as what I can to help me enjoy the December holidays with my family and friends. One of the tricks I have for doing that is decluttering before everyone arrives. The less stuff I have to manage, the less stuff I have to do while they're here. It's also really nice to be able to have a target, like an end date, a time that I need to get all these little jobs done by to really motivate me to actually get around to doing it. So let me show you what I will be decluttering this year before our guests arrive. Now my house isn't the super tiny house that guests can just arrive at any time. If I know someone is coming, then I have to make a concerted effort to try and tidy up the house before they arrive. And the very last thing I have to do is sort out all the pillows. Quickly straightening them because they're always skewed and most of them are lying on the floor as well. So I have decided that these pillows do not serve any purpose except for a decorative one. And the couch is actually quite comfortable even without the pillows. So I am going to be decluttering these pillows this December. I'm going to be donating it to my local charity shop, and I'm sure someone will love to have these pillows in their living room for this December. So Christmas is a time that we get the most gifts out of any time of the year. So over Christmas time is a time that I require the most linen. Now in our new house, we don't have a linen cupboard, and that results in linen being kept here, there, and everywhere. And I've got even more linen that's been put on top of cupboards and in corners of rooms because I don't have containers or cupboards to put them in. And that's got me thinking that I most probably don't need all this linen. And seeing as I get the most guests out of any time of the year at Christmas time, what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to make all the beds, put the towels on the beds, and then I will know what the maximum amount of linen is that I require. And whatever is left over, I will be donating. Making the beds and stuff is something I have to do anyway before my guests arrive, so I might as well use that time to declutter the linen at the same time. Now we've got an excellent library in town, but we also love having a lot of books at home that the children can choose from. So we love getting books as gifts, and we love scrounging through second-hand shops looking for children's books and just getting books from anywhere. This is actually just a fraction of the children's books that we have. That is the books that are in my kids' rooms at the moment. So the problem is that when the children have to put their books away, that they can't get them in because there's just not enough space. And also my children have grown up and a lot of these books are a little bit too babyish for them. So I'm going to go through this bookshelf and take out all the babyish books and donate them to our local charity shop. And then the books that are lying around the room can very easily slot back into the bookshelf without them having to struggle. And then there's more chance of them being put away. So we love receiving these books and reading them, so I hope someone else is going to love them just as much as we did. Over Christmas, when we have many guests, our guests often want to help. And to be perfectly honest, it makes me quite anxious when they ask me, "Oh, can I help with the dishes?" because I think to myself, they don't know where to put the things, and I'm going to have to be telling them the whole time, this goes there and this goes there, and let me help you with that quickly. And one of the reasons it's like that is because my cupboards are often so full that it's really tricky to find out where to put all the different things. In our new house it's much easier because I've got open shelving, so it's quite obvious to see where the things need to go. But the one place that is really tricky is my plastics drawer. And for some reason, this place just attracts clutter. So before my guests come, I'm going to quickly declutter all my plastic drawers so that when they want to help me with dishes, I can say, yes, sure, and they'll be able to see immediately where the things go. I think that the plastic drawers attract so much clutter because food comes in such convenient sized containers. And I often think to myself after I've washed them, I'm sure I can use this again. Let me just put it into the plastic drawer just in case. So I really need to be stricter about not allowing all those convenient containers into my drawer in the first place. There we go, it's done. And honestly, it only took 10 minutes and I've decluttered all the stuff on top of the counter. Now in the past I have decluttered this drawer many times, and in the past I have made the decision to only keep 3 sizes of storage containers. A big one which holds about 2 liters, a middle sized one which holds about 1 liter, and a smaller one that holds about 250 ml. And these are very standard containers that you get. In the olden days you used to get ice cream in it, because you can get them at that plastic shop here in South Africa. And they fitted perfectly into each other, and so I really don't need any other storage containers. If I just stick to this, it's going to make my life so much easier. Because of the pandemic and lockdowns and everything, like many families across the world, we started homeschooling this year. And with homeschooling comes lots of worries about, do you have what you need to be able to educate your children? So although I chose a lovely curriculum, the ACE curriculum for my children, I also decided to get another curriculum from a friend of mine who has been homeschooling for many years and bought all her second-hand books that her children had used, just in case I needed some extra resources and just in case our curriculum wasn't sufficient. But I have found that what we have was actually more than sufficient, and I didn't need any of the books that I bought from her. And I'm really thankful for them because it is always nice to have a backup. But now that we're a year into doing homeschooling, I know I can let these books go. So I think I'm going to just take them all out of the cupboard and sell them all to other homeschoolers that might really benefit from them. Looking into our storage room, I found lots of tins of paints that we were keeping just in case. Now in our old house, each child got to choose what color their room would be painted. And so I had each child's paints, the last little bit from the container, kept just in case maybe there's some damage on the wall, then I could just patch up that small bit. In the meantime, we've moved out of that house and our renters have painted the whole house white, so I don't need any of these just in case bottles anymore. Those that are basically finished, I'll just be throwing away. But those that still are quite heavy, I think I'll donate them to our local charity store, and then perhaps there's someone that can use them. So my children are at that age where they play with both Duplo and with Lego. But they're going to be growing older, so I think they're going to be playing with their Duplo less and less, and more with their Lego. So I've decided I'm going to try and sell our Duplo. I know we've bought second-hand Duplo in the past and our kids have really appreciated it. And with Christmas around the corner, I'm sure someone somewhere out there will really appreciate big tubs of Duplo. Now part of the decluttering journey that I've been on this year is to not even allow clutter into my home, which works out really well because it means that I buy far less stuff. But where it becomes more tricky is with gifts, especially with regards to birthdays and Christmas. Now our family loves to have big birthday parties for our children. It's a lovely way to invite all our friends and family over and just to have a good time with them. But together with lots of friends and family comes lots of gifts. And to be perfectly honest, our children don't need any more toys at all. So what I have been doing this year is that when we open all the gifts, I don't take off any of the plastic wrappings or tags or anything like that, so that the gifts look really new. And then I let my children play with their gifts. And then after a week or two, I sneak into their room and I see which of the gifts they haven't even touched. So for example, if there's a puzzle that is still covered in plastic, and it's maybe a 48-piece puzzle, and we've got 4 48-piece puzzles in the cupboard, then I'll just sneak that puzzle out of their room and put it into my regifting cupboard. If there's maybe a teddy bear lying there in a corner that I can see has obviously not even been looked at since the day that we've opened the gifts, I'll also take that stuffed toy and put it in my regifting box. Now, regifting is obviously a very controversial topic, and I've decided that I feel a bit funny about giving regifted gifts to people for their birthdays or something. But this year, my daughter is part of a choir and they're having a big Christmas concert, and one of the things they'd like to do at the Christmas concert is everyone must bring a present for a disadvantaged child. So now I've taken my regifting box and I've put all those gifts into packages to give to a disadvantaged child. And this way, those toys that are actually brand new and never been played with, and we've got very similar toys, I can regift them to someone that would really appreciate them. Sometimes it's really difficult to persevere in decluttering when you have been decluttering for so long and there is still so much clutter inside your house. So I've tried to use little events that's happening in our community to try and motivate me to declutter. So when I heard one of our local charities was having a play to a bazaar and they had a white elephant sale, and they were asking the community to please donate goods for their white elephant sale, I decided to use this as motivation to start decluttering again. And I challenged myself to try and donate at least one big bag full of things, which I was able to do, and a little bit extra. This I was able to do very quickly within one morning, and it feels good to be able to go drop it off and help them a little bit too. So sometimes it's really good just to have a deadline for decluttering. It just helps you to make that next little step and go a little bit further.
Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. So now for the real deal.
So now it's a few days later and our first guests have arrived, and they've also got little kids, and so our house is really busy at the moment with people here and there doing all sorts of fun activities. So did it really make a difference to be decluttering all those places? For sure it did. The one place that I am most happy that I decluttered was those scatter cushions. You know, with small children, they would have just been taking those cushions and taking them all over the place, and although it only takes a minute to quickly pop them back, I would have been doing it 100 times a day. And that lounge just doesn't look right if there's cushions all over the floor. And so that is the thing that I am most glad that I did declutter. The other thing that I'm really pleased that I got round to doing was that plastic drawer. It is such a pain not to be able to close the drawer if the things are not stacked exactly right in the drawer. And so having less things in the drawer just meant that things can be in the drawer, it doesn't have to be in the perfect place, but you can still close the drawer afterwards. The one place that I really wish I had gotten around to doing was my cutlery drawer. I think the problem is more that there's not a good storage solution inside that drawer. It is a new house and I haven't found something that works for them, but it really would have helped if I decluttered a little bit beforehand. A lot of the things that I decluttered are just like general decluttering things. It's not really Christmas specific, but it really helped to have those things out of the way just so that there's a little bit more space in the cupboard, a few more things to manage, and that really just makes one's life simpler and easier in the long run. So if you've got anything that you know that you have to declutter before Christmas, or that you have decluttered and made a really big difference in your life, please write it down in the comments below. I'd love to see your comments, and I'd love to see what you're planning to do for this Christmas season. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I really appreciate your support, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye!